this joint. Look at this joint. First star, I'm really that nigga. Truth be told, I'm a noble figure. Local niggas, they be so offended. One West world, it's global business.
Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. All y'all niggas in the same school and all that?
Hell, fuck yeah.
So now y'all niggas smoke weed?
Fuck no.
Don't fold if you say you win it. I was molded to it, now I'm it. Can't control, just the highest limit. Killing shit, but just an honest living. Gotta get it, ain't no time for wishing. The time is now, better pay attention. In my city, you can feel the tension. A terror squad, no pun intended. This ain't for you, but I recommend it. They know we coming, better clear the entrance. Shit get deep, but I keep digging. This how I look when you keep winning. Over time, I had to take the hint. Shine bright, sit behind the scenes. One-on-one, I ain't in the mix. Ain't what you thought, better get a glimpse. Came up from a pedal bike. Press the brakes, I ain't never liked. Whole time I was taking risks. They don't play with me cause they know I'm going nice. Wherefore I ain't even started. Transform, I ain't here to bargain. You all watch, better move with caution. Chains on me, I don't do this often. No error, this shit flawless. Reach for it, you become a target. It ain't worth it, better keep walking. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. I say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. Don't wanna hear all that street shit. Me and my niggas on defense. Wonder who I was in my past life. Don't even matter in that peep this. Remember the days when I was a trooper. Stay on the path and it won't confuse you. Bars all, I'm the one to do it. I roll on eights like a flight maneuver. Try to trick me, I ain't never moving. Camouflage, I can blend into it. They better ride, I don't do the Ubers. Let them talk, I don't hear the rumors. A little suffer ain't really nothing. The way I stop it, better play the trumpet. You see me coming, better get the running. If they see me coming, better get the running. You ain't never seen it, you ain't never witnessed, you ain't never noticed, you ain't never focused. I was really waiting. I was really training, sick and tired of being patient. I ain't never doubted, this was in the making. Use what I got, not in the wasted. But rapping and singing could never drink it. But I'm from the bottom, so I gotta make it. This ain't rapping, it's a damn warning. Late night to the early morning. Got a vision, I planned it out. Try to stop me, but I kept going. I study plays, now I'm in the game, and it's all the same, but I had to change. You'll never crash if you in your lane. I can take the law, cause it's all a game.
Yo, what Casamigos being in English? Drunk.
All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed.
I got big ring, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play, bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, delete your ass, lil' fame, I'm on wall, got the same, 4 on, 4 on, these people, 4 on, I try to tell these motherfuckers time and time, 4 on, pussy ass, purple ass nigga, man, 4 on, make it your born ass right. Niggas better get their weight up, you little body bitch. Worry about a damn pay cut, you little body bitch. I ain't worried about none of these niggas, little body bitch. You that scare rag, cow ass little body bitch. Had to fuck around, get my rank up, you little body bitch. And I'm pouring up, y'all young nigga, and I'ma take a sip. Damn, all the niggas want down hate, but tell them zip it lip. You a dumb ass, scare ass, one little body bitch. Damn, and I ain't worried about nothing, nigga, nah, I ain't worried about shit. I got more than one, so you know nigga don't reminisce. I spit flavors on they damn beats, niggas better catch a pitch. Never knew a goddamn man be scared to represent. But you a whole ass, dirty ass, little damn body ass nigga. Get body with the damn scripture with your little body ass nigga. Nigga, I'm a true priest, true line nigga, true Zion ass nigga. And you a little boy, a little bitch ass, little body ass nigga. I got big ring, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play. Bad bitch, my taste. We vibe, we lay. You purple, you gay. You leech ass, lil' fame. I won't walk, got the same. For wrong. I tell you, for wrong. Get your shit together, for wrong. Work. I'ma do this shit till I rock, you little body bitch. I'ma judge your ass like your pot, you little body bitch. And I'm smooth with it, y'all zop, you little body bitch. And I switch nigga on that thought, little body bitch. And I'ma stay turning like the cars, you little body bitch. And I'm so cold like a bomb, you little body bitch. And I'm a warrior like that bar, you little body bitch. And my aim like that a zop, you little body bitch. Need a princess pop out, you little body bitch. Or anyone down the slide, you little body bitch, yeah. I keep a couple straps in my ride, you little body bitch. Just in case anyone wanna die, cause I'm body bitch. I got be right, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play. Bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, we purple, we gay, you leech ass, lil' fame, all on, I sing, for wrong. For wrong. Hey,
Bust the heat.
ODing on a beat, Narcan flow. We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. That Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One west sleeve stretched through it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing. Click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block. Tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving Halo, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up. All cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit. Take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir. Treat you like the Ukraine. Raid your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle. I got new aim. Fresh kick, spit with the blick. Not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got the Ruger 5 and 7. That's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. That Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. That Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly. Be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to run down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog. This the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big burst of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty little combat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look them in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother out of bed, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside told them run that. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded at the mag and it's outside. It's one west for that bag and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, outside, and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, outside, yeah, we outside. It's one west on them corners and we outside. We outside, outside with it.
Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news, it's a beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole thought. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like the dark. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harvey. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking notes. Call them up like Saturday. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the coat and with you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they pray that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole start. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Don't even get your name in there just so you can get attendance.
Bust their head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. We outside, outside. We outside, outside with it.
Bruh. How about shoot me outside, break it up? How about shoot me outside, break it up? I was smiling, shoot me outside. Back it up. Gracias. Gracias por todo. Ready to rock aquí, Maguatian? We do the Los Anuncios, somos la escuela israelita de conocimiento práctico universal. Comenzamos en 1 Oeste Calle 125, Harlem, Nueva York, desde 1969, debajo del mando General Yahana. Carnales, esta es la verdad. Si tú eres hombres hispanos, negros o indios nativos, tú eres Israel, el pueblo elegido de Dios. Tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa. Pero su iglesia es culpable de todo lo que nos están pasando. Orale. All right, with that, let's do the announcements.
Sorry, correct.
Ready to rock?
One.
I'm sorry, let's do the questions, please.
Sir, a quick shout out to the other zones here with us.
Who we got?
Trinidad with us.
Trinidad, give Trinidad a hand.
We got Dallas here with us.
Give Dallas, Texas a hand.
We got Florida with us.
Give Florida a hand, Akim.
And we got Milwaukee joining us.
Okay, Milwaukee, give Milwaukee a hand. Are we ready to rock? I'm ready to go. Tonight we'll go into Donald Trump again. Tonight we'll go into an important aspect that you should understand about Donald Trump and about really any of our oppressors in government that watch over your neighborhoods, that watch over your water and gas and electric, and that give you food stamps and give you housing and jobs. There's an important aspect to understand about them. And without it, you cannot be a nation. Without it, you can't even maintain your own heart. Treat Donald Trump the way he treats you. That's what you're going to have to learn, Lord allow. Primeramente Dios. I will try to teach you that tonight. Everyone understands, all right? I'm ready to rock when you are, Ephraim.
Sir, Maya Shar, Yasha Allah in the comments asked, Lock it, sir, if I may, could I get any scriptures to show your neighbor is another Israelite?
Your neighbor is another Israelite. You want to go to the one in Leviticus, right? Leviticus 18 sounds right. The captain will find it for you. I believe it's somewhere around there. Love thy brother as thyself. And then you want the precept that'll say neighbor. And when you look it up in Hebrew, it's the same word. All right. Hebrew, and the word for neighbor and brother is the exact same thing. You find it Leviticus 19 and 17. You can go ahead and read that, Ephraim, when you have it.
Leviticus 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin.
Slow down right there. That's what you need, right?
Read
it again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt
not hate thy brother in thy heart, right? Keep going.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, meaning don't hate your brother, rebuke your brother. Don't hate your neighbor, rebuke your neighbor, because the word neighbor and brother are the exact same thing. It's no different at all. When you look it up, you'll find it. That's the precept you need right there, Rob. When Christ said, love thy neighbor, he's speaking about your brothers. Christ was trying to give us the cure for the biggest evil in your life, the hatred that we have one to another. That is the largest evil in your life. Without that evil, we would conquer our adversaries. We would conquer our oppressors. But because we hate one another, our oppressors continue to be victorious over us. It's the biggest thing. I heard this week. Somebody called me or texted me and said, it was some video, and he said, the white man ain't never do nothing to me. The ones that do bad things to me is my own people. You've heard that before, Ephraim, right? You damn near can't even say anything about oppression without somebody black or Hispanic going, it's your own people. Who else is it going to be? Who in the hell do you think is hurting white people, other white people? What in the hell do you think white people are doing in 2 world wars, fighting each other? That's what people do. They fight the person closest to them. If a husband ends up dead, who's the number one suspect? His wife. If a woman ends up dead, who's the number one suspect? Her husband. That's in general who you get angry at, the people around you. But what if we could love the people around us? Primeramente Dios. What if we could love the people around us? Then our enemies, while they fight one another, we would be unified. While the Germans are fighting the British, we would be unified. While the Italians are fighting the Spanish, we would be unified. But instead, we hate one another and they unify against us. That's the precept you need, young brother. Anything else?
Wow, sir, that's it on that.
Any other questions?
Milwaukee has a question.
Milwaukee, please. I'll get you in 1 second, sis. I'm sorry, I can't hear him. Excellent Scotch, Captain.
You're muted, Milwaukee.
It's the good stuff.
Shalom, Yabashim Shabakatah.
Go ahead.
I got a question for Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 59.
Okay. Shalom, Warrior.
I want the whole breakdown of it because it said that we was made for the earth, but I don't get that.
It said we were made for the earth.
Yes, or something like that. It was we was made for the earth, but I forgot.
Let me read it. Let me read it. Let me read it for you, okay?
Con.
All right, Ephraim, you got it.
It's like, sir, I missed the scripture.
Where was the precept at again? Milwaukee?
Said Second Esdras
6 and 59.
chapter 6 verse 59.
The water.
A yonder bar. I don't want.
Second Esdras chapter 6 and 59. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
And your question is, it says the world was made for our sakes, and that's the part you don't understand?
Yeah, because it was made for our sake. So why don't we possess the world? Why don't
Exactly. You are thinking the exact same way that the prophet Ezra is thinking. That's what he's saying. He's saying, if the world was made for us, why don't we have it? If the world was made for our sakes, then why are we slaves here? That is exactly what Ezra is saying. This is Ezra, in essence, challenging the angel. He's coming to him because Ezra is frustrated. Ezra's faith began to weaken. He began to fall weak because he got so tired of oppression. It can wear you down. Say again, warrior.
That's right.
Damn right, brother. It wears you down. Before you know it, you're reading the Bible where it's saying the Israelites are the chosen people of God, but yet you got to get in the car and Uber white people all day, all night, serve white people all day, pick in the fields, going in the fields of California, and yet you're reading that the world is made for you, but yet we don't possess it. So that's his challenge to the angel. And the angel is telling him, in a nutshell, be patient. Patience. That's the whole thing. You got to be patient. With patience, possess thee thy soul. You have got to wait. You're going to work hard every day. You're going to live up to the life that you want. All of us want a certain life, do we not? Right? We want to be rich. We want to have power. We want healthy children. We want to have a good community. Well, work to that end. You work to that end. As you're working to that end, you're gaining patience for the Most High to fully give you what you work for. Everyone understands? Sister, please. Will there be a second Exodus? Yes, there will be a second Exodus. Except this time, only the chosen people who have earned it will get to leave. The first Exodus, every Israelite left. Every last one. We were thrust out of Egypt because of the firstborn of every Egyptian dying. And so everyone left, even the wicked Israelites left, even the ones who loved the oppressor's daughters and loved to break the law, they all left. This one, if you're wicked, you're going to stay here with the oppressor you love. You're going to burn with him. So that's the difference about this Exodus. But there will be another Exodus. Anything else? Questions online?
Khan, sir. Officer Hawan asks, Shalom, Yahabashim Shbrakatah, Salaki, my Lord, with your grace. May I get a breakdown on Isaiah 63:1 and Malachi 4:1?
I'd be honored to help you in any way I can, warrior. Please go ahead.
Khan, Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
Oh, yeah.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
This is a Old Testament prophecy about Jesus Christ. And he's coming from Edom with his garments dyed red with the blood of our enemies. This is a precept for Jesus Christ in the Old Testament. That's your breakdown. Unless you need me to be more in depth, I of course can. But this is about Jesus Christ destroying our enemies. Anything else?
Khan, and then we have Malachi 4:1.
Go ahead.
Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Yeah, this is another precept for the coming of Jesus Christ. Like I was just trying to explain to the sister, when Jesus Christ returns, unlike the Exodus out of Egypt, if you're wicked, you don't get to go. If you love shrimp and crab and molesting children, then you have to stay here. This is the kingdom for you. Why do you're not going to get to go to a righteous kingdom? You don't want that. You want an evil place. Well, you're going to die with that evil place. You're going to die with the place that has all of the drugs and sexual deviance that you like. Stay here with it and burn with it. Anything else?
Khan, sir, and the day that cometh shall burn them up.
The day that coming, that's judgment day, young brothers and sisters. That's the day that's coming, and you're going to get burned up. You're going to get burned up. The first Exodus, we walked through the Red Sea. The Lord delivered us through water in the time of Noah. Delivered us from this water. The next destruction that's coming will be with fire. With fire. And the people that don't make it are going to burn here. And that's that. Anything else?
Saith the Lord of hosts.
You get that. Any more?
That it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
You're going to burn the whole thing. Leave them neither root nor branch. Burn you from the top to the bottom. Keep going. Is that it?
That's all, sir.
All right, next.
Khan, brother Dawaya Allah says, Salaki, sir, if I may, my Lord, can I get an understanding of how I should pray to the Most High?
Absolutely, brother. If anything I can do to help you, I'd be happy to do it. To learn how to pray, you want to go to Matthew, I believe, 7 or 6, Zaria. Matthew 6, Matthew the 6th chapter. And Christ is explaining how to pray, meaning the spirit that you should be in when you pray, the character that you want to have when you pray. Christ also talked about that woman who went into a closet and said, "Forgive me, Lord, for I am a sinner." That's how you pray. That's the spirit you want to be in. So you read Matthew 6 and 7. Is that right?
6 and 9, sir.
10. Matthew 6. The Lord's Prayer. You might want to go up even when he's talked about how the Sadducee and Pharisee. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, the one that said she went into a closet and she said, "Lord, forgive me for I'm a sinner." Where is that at, Ephraim? Matthew 6 and 6. I would start there and go all the way down. Read that on your own now because that's a lot of precepts, so I won't go into it today. It's because there's so many. If I have time, I will at the end. But you want to start at Matthew 6 and 6 and go all the way down. And that's how you should pray, meaning that's the spirit that you should be in when you pray. All right? And that'll also cover the Lord's Prayer, which is one of the prayers that we translate into Hebrew in the Israelite School of UPK. All right? Anything else?
That's all on that, sir. Officer Sabiyab from Syracuse asks, Shalom, Lord in Christ, Alawat. Priest 500 Sabiyab checking in from Syracuse, New York. Salak, if I may, Baba Shah, may I get a breakdown on what happened to the tribe of Dan for teaching purposes, sir?
No problem. The tribe of Dan was absorbed into the tribe of Manasseh. What you want to look at is look up in your Old Testament. What's the name? Bashan. You want to look up Bashan. First, you want to go to the tribe of Dan in Bashan, and then you want to go to Manasseh in Bashan. Let me give it to you in a nutshell. When we went into the Assyrian captivity, right, under the Persians and the Medes, when we all went into that captivity, when I say we all, I mean the northern kingdom. The northern kingdom went into the Persian and the Mede captivity, right? When I say the northern kingdom, I mean the people we call today blacks and Hispanics, so-called North American Indians, right? The tribe of Judah went into captivity under Babylon. The Persian, the so-called Hispanic tribes went into captivity under the Persians and the Medes. When they finally came out of that captivity, the tribe of Dan was so small, they weren't large enough to be a tribe. They became a prominent family within Manasseh because they had shrunk in number so much. It's the difference between the Johnsons and the Judites. Many black people have the last name Johnson. You've heard of this before. Sister, you correct? You know about that. Shalom. This sister right here, her last name is Johnson. Johnson is a giant family within Negroes. It's a big family. The Johnsons. There's a few big ones. There's the Johnsons, the Hightowers. What's another one? You know, say again. Williams. My goodness. Those are, say again. How did I forget? The Washingtons. Those are big Judite families. I'm sure every tribe has some big. What's a big tribe within Ephraim? Hernandez, Torres, Hernandez. Say again. Perez. These are big families. They're not tribes. They're not big enough to be a tribe, but it's a large family. Well, when Dan at one time was a tribe, but when they went into the slavery, the number of women that they had decreased so much, the number of men they had decreased so much, they began to be a family, not a tribe. And the precepts you need is this, and you just need the precept about Dan. And in the precept about Dan, it's telling you that you will not see them anymore. It's saying that you won't see them anymore, and it's in the precept about Dan. All right. If you want to read it, go ahead and read it. Let's start with Dan, the precept. Let's start with Bashan, and then we'll go into the precept about Dan. Let's try to do it quickly if we could. All right. Whatever one you have now, I'll take it. Who asked the question again?
Genesis 49, sir.
Yeah, I'll take it. Go ahead.
The book of Genesis.
Not on. Let them know if you can't hear them online. If you can't hear the students online, please alert the brother, all right?
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Go on. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel.
Say that one more time.
As one of the tribes of Israel.
It's keying it on you right there. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Now, aren't they all tribes of Israel? Every last one of these is tribes of Israel. Judah is a tribe. Ephraim is a tribe. Levi is a tribe. But right here for Dan, it's saying that Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Because of this next part, keep going.
Verse 17. Dan shall be a serpent by the way.
Here we go. This is why it's saying as one of the tribes of Israel. Because Dan shall be a serpent by the way. A way is a street or a road. Like around the way or the way to France. The way means a road. So imagine a snake along the road. Keep going.
An adder in the path.
An adder in the path, like Broadway. That's a street, right? An adder is a snake. An adder on the road. Keep going.
That biteth the horse heels.
That does what?
Biteth the horse heels.
That bites the horse's heel. Now, how does a horse get bitten by a snake? I need the brother who asked the question just to answer that for me, all right? I know how a horse gets bitten by a wolf, right? Or a horse gets bitten by a lion, right? How does a horse get bitten on its heel by a snake? Let the brother give it a shot online, all right? Ven otra vez, please. Gracias. Let me get another drink if I could, warrior. I appreciate you.
Did you want that other precept, sir?
Let me give him a second to see if he can answer it. Who asked the question again?
Officer Sabayab in Syracuse.
Sabayad in Syracuse. How does a horse get bitten on its heel? You know what a horse's heel is, correct? That hoof. How does he get bitten on his hoof by a snake? I'll give him 10 seconds. Just 2 fingers, please, warrior. I'll open it up to everyone now. How does a horse get bitten on his heel by a snake? Young trooper, please.
Shalom, sir. Good to see you.
Boy, good to see you.
If the horse was to be stationary and not moving.
Well, why doesn't the horse just move out of the way of the snake? If a lion came to kill a horse, what would a horse do? Run. That's kind of what they're synonymous for, right? There is a horse. His greatest instinct is to run. He won't eat. He won't drink water. He'll run. It's why they're perfect to be ridden as opposed to be eaten, because their greatest instinct is to run. It supersedes their instinct to eat, to drink, to do anything. They'll starve to death, but they'll run. So if a lion came up or a pack of wolves, a horse would obviously run. But he gets bitten by this snake because of what? Same brother.
Okay, I'll try again. Say because a serpent, he lays in wait.
He lays in wait, and because he lays in wait, he what?
He ambush, he attacks, he
And why does it work on the horse?
Because
why does the ambush work?
He wasn't detectable.
You right there, because the horse did not see him.
Didn't see him.
The horse didn't see him, right? If he saw a lion, he's gone.
Con.
Anything, but this snake is in the grass. I'm sure you've heard that term before. You're a snake in the grass. What does the term snake in the grass mean? You don't see the snake. You won't see the tribe of Dan, but he shall judge as one of the tribes of Israel. What tribe is that? The tribe of Manasseh. Samson is a Danite. Samson is a Manassite. Samson is from a large family in Dan, the same way you as a tribe of Judah are from a large family of the Johnsons within the tribe of Judah. Samson is a Manassite. He's a Manassite. He shall judge as a Manassite. Why? Because his tribe you don't see anymore. You don't see them. They became too small. The captivity shrunk them. The captivities do that sometimes. You lose your numbers because of all of the death and starvation. And that's what happened with Dan. Any more? Levi? Go ahead.
So that his rider shall fall backward.
But listen, don't think that the tribe of Dan is any less lethal. They are not. They are going to go to war against their oppressor. They're going to be in this battle with us. Simply because you don't see them anymore, they're not large anymore. Don't think they're not in this fight, because they absolutely are. The tribe of Manasseh, brother, those brothers 90 miles off the coast of Florida. Those brothers who came over here in the 80s. What's that boat lift? When they emptied the prisons in Cuba and sent them over here to America. That book and that movie Scarface was based on it, right? Because so many real Cubans came to America. You have Cubans in Florida that are white people who lived in Cuba. You have Cubans in Florida who came over here when they emptied the prisons out and they sent everyone to Florida in Cuba. Come on.
If I may, sir, I got this brother that lives in my building. You know, we build a rapport over Coquito. I give him some cremas.
That's a bond builder.
Right. And one
Go ahead.
Good, sir. And I asked the brother where was he from one time. He told me Cuba. I could not believe, sir. This whole time I thought he was a Judite. Like, nah, I'm from Cuba. He's Cuban.
There's some Edomites down there in little Havana in Florida, which are white people. The same way there's a Jewish woman who's the president of Mexico. You get my point. Nationality is where you live, but race is what we're talking about. And there are real Cubans down there in Miami and all over the world. And right here in New York, tons of them came over here to New York back in the 80s. Tons of real Cubans came here to New York. You understand? All right. That's the tribe of Manasseh. Let me do Basham real fast. Ephraim, you got it. Microphone.
Salakia, sir, if I may, and I know you mentioned something about the president of Mexico. I know the president of Dominican Republic is I believe he's from Libya.
Oh yeah,
He's Libyan also.
yeah, and he believes he's a Dominican, right?
Most likely.
But he's not the ones we're looking for. You understand? We're not looking for those Dominicans. We're looking for the Dominicans by race, the ones we're speaking about in the Bible. You understand? All right. Ephraim, let me get Bashan. All right, if you have it.
Khan, Deuteronomy 33 and 22. And of Dan, he said, Dan is a lion's whelp.
Mm-hmm.
He shall leap from Bashan.
Dan is a young lion. That's what a lion's whelp is. He shall jump, leap from where?
From Bashan.
From Bashan. Keep going. Now we're going to go to another precept. Go ahead.
Verse 23 is Naphtali.
No, not that precept. Now you're going to go to Manasseh in Bashan. You're going to just put that in your concordance. Look up Manasseh in Bashan, and that's all you need. All right. I'll just remember that Dan shall leap from Bashan. Whenever he has it, he'll read it.
Deuteronomy 3 and verse 13.
Go ahead. The scotch tastes better in New York. I don't know what it is now. What is happening down there? I just love Harlem so much. I don't know what to do about myself. I just love it down here so much. Because all y'all gave me some good oils today. Give him some hands. Good oils. The essence. I thought of a perfect phrase for you, Desire. I forgot it already. The scent of essential dominance. The scent of essential dominance. That's what it smells like. It's just a masculine smell. It's so masculine. It's dominant. And of course, people in the world love that essential oil thing. It's the scent of essential dominance. Give them a hand. Those are excellent oils. Body butter and lotions. It's just good like everything else here is good. Please, Ephraim.
Salaki, sir, are you referring to when Bashan was given as an inheritance to Manasseh?
I can't even recall. I know it's where Manasseh is in the precept and Bashan. It's somewhere right around there. That sounds right to me. Let me hear.
That's what I heard.
I think Ephraim had that. Yeah. You got it right. Ephraim up front.
I'll read it. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 3 and verse 13. Mm-hmm. And the rest of Gilead and all Bashan, being the kingdom of Og, gave I unto the half tribe of Manasseh.
Now we're going to read that one more time, because now we're going to know who controls Bashan. Now remember, we already read where Dan shall leap from Bashan. We read that earlier. Now we'll read who controls Bashan. Go ahead.
Khan. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 3 and verse 13. And the rest of Gilead.
The rest of Gilead. This is when the Most High carved up the nation of Israel once we took the Holy Land. So the Most High then began to give us borders to make sure every tribe had their own land, right? And Manasseh had, their land was split in between this river. So one part of the river belonged to Manasseh here. On the other side of the river, another part belonged to Manasseh. Everybody understands. Come on.
It was the Arnon River.
The Arnon River. Through water. Go ahead.
And all Bashan, being the kingdom.
And what?
And all
of Bashan. All of Bashan. Go ahead.
And all Bashan, being the kingdom of Og, gave I unto the half tribe of Manasseh.
That's it. Meaning the kingdom of Og was the heathens that used to live there before we conquered them and expelled them. Well, all of Bashan owns to that half over the river of Manasseh. Dan shall leap from Bashan. Danites are Manassites. They're a small family like the Hernandez or the Johnsons or the Washingtons, but they are a part of Manasseh. The symbol for the tribe of Dan is the bull. The bull. Everybody understands. Baka. All right, let's go. Anything else? That's all you need for that, Syracuse. All right. Any questions? Syracuse?
They're not with us live.
Take that and go crush fake Israelites with that. That's right. All right. Crush fake Israelites with their lack of understanding of the Bible. Fake Israelites left the truth when you were a baby. when you were a child, when I say they left, meaning their leader, left the school when you were a child. They haven't learned anything since then. And the youngest brother in the UPK can conquer old Nasty Nate or any one of these other fake Israelite groups. You just have learned more than them. Everyone understands. All right. Anything else?
Syracuse said, Most High in Christ, I will up the water for your patience and wisdom, sir.
The water for your loyalty, warrior. The water. All right, let's go.
If I could, real quick, if everybody could share and like the video. For whatever reason, the live viewer numbers are a little lower than usual. YouTube may be pressing us as they like to do here and there.
Go ahead.
The sister in the comments said, Evening, sir. To the Most High in Christ, I pray you are well. I ask for your wisdom and understanding. When the Bible says that Dinah was defiled, does that insinuate SA? Thank you.
I'm sorry. With the water, sister, and I'm doing outstanding as always. And I absolutely am honored to help you. But I didn't quite understand the question. Ephraim?
God, yeah, she was referring to when Dinah, the daughter of Israel, when she was assaulted by, I believe it was a Hamite tribe.
Okay. Yes, that's exactly what it was. It was sexual assault. That's what happened to her. Correct, sister. That's how she was defiled. She was sexually assaulted. All right. Anything else?
Come on, sir.
Let me get the sister one more time in the room. In Harlem, go ahead.
Was Dinah ever able to marry?
I'm sorry, please.
Was Dinah ever able to marry?
Well, I don't recall, but the sexual assault would not forbid her from being married. It would just mean the person that did it would have to die.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, some Israelites teach that she was not SA'd. I'm trying to say that for internet purposes.
Do I have to say SA'd?
Yeah, they don't. I think YouTube sometimes.
That's why our numbers are low, because I'm saying terrible things as usual.
Right.
She was not SA'd. Go ahead.
So I don't know where they get it from. I didn't know if it was something we needed to discuss, but I know some Israelites teach that Dinah was not SA'd by that Hamite because they say she was, I think, still with him or something afterwards or something like that.
Well, I think I remember what Levi and Simeon did to them. That's the same thing. I don't think he was with him anymore. To be with him, you'd have to crawl into a hole with him because he went in a hole. So I don't know what they're talking about. Now, I don't know what they're talking about, but I do know why they're saying it, which is the key to cutting anyone. And many people can forget this because really you can't do this without the Holy Spirit. You're going to have to know why they're giving you this breakdown, as opposed to understanding the breakdown. Right. First, understand why. There's a reason that they are breaking this down. And the reason that they're saying that she was not SA'd is because they believe in SAing. Right. You understand? They believe that SAing is right. And there are so many fake Israelites that believe that you can SA your wife. Right. They believe that you can R-word your wife. They believe it's legitimate and lawful to do. They believe because the Bible says that you possess her body, that means you should be able to hit her in the head with a brick and R her. So many of them, they're sexual deviants. So many fake Israelites, brother. You thinking that you escaping the Christian church. Let me tell you what these fake Israelites are. They're people that the Christian church had too many rules. You understand me? There was too many rules in the church. Now that's saying something because there are no rules in the church. But these fake Israelites were going to church like, hold up now, I want to rape a child sometimes. These Christians won't let me just openly rape a child. So I'm going to go get a compound in Idaho, get a compound, make myself the prophet Ezekiel. So I can now bring women and children to my compound to be R'd and SA'd and the alphabet to them every goddamn day, because in the church, they weren't free to really SA the way they want. And so they made an Israelite group so they could do it. Jim Jones did it. Jim Jones, there was just too many rules in the Christian church for Jim Jones. He had to leave. Go to, where'd he go over there? To South America. So he can get free to unalive all of your children because the Christian church had too many rules. that's saying something because there are no rules in the Christian church. Give them the microphone in the back.
So, Salaki, sir, what you're saying is our body. Also, I noticed that, because we say that sex is marriage, but they take it to the extreme. Even though she consent, she didn't consent. She's still my wife.
Oh, geez.
That's how they think.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, that's wrong because right there you said sex is marriage. Then they talking about what happened if you SA somebody and she's your wife. No, she's not. She's not your wife.
That's not marriage.
You know what I mean? But this is how they take it. The Christian church, even the fake Israelite groups.
Yeah,
that's what they think. They
show me that video of that young brother in that mall that we discussed before class. I'll explain where that comes from, and I'll give you the solution to the whole thing in a second. Let me just keep answering questions while the brother is getting it. All right, where are we at now? Anything else? Please give to the microphone, please.
If you could break down what we could do on the Sabbath.
Okay.
Like that's a big question that I get asked all the time. I get told I can't do no push-ups on the Sabbath. I can't do nothing. And so I figured, if you taught, you gave a breakdown, everybody can understand what the Sabbath is, what you could do, what you cannot do on the Sabbath, because most people don't know what they could do.
I totally understand. Let's approach this in a different direction then, all right? I would like someone out there, maybe someone in here in the truth, you could even tell me, according to fake Israelites and Amalek, so-called Jewish people, to all my Jewish friends out there, what is allowed on the Sabbath? So I want you to do it like this. Give me an average Sabbath if I'm Jewish or fake Israelites or a purple pig in the IUIC. What are you doing on the Sabbath? Let's start there. Do you know, sister? How do you know? No, how do you know what they're doing on the Sabbath? Not what you're doing on the Sabbath, but how do you know what people outside of the UPK do on the Sabbath? Fake Israelites, Jewish people. Go ahead.
Because they put it online.
That's a good answer. Please answer.
So they would say, I don't cook.
Okay. So now I don't want to hear what you don't do.
Oh.
That's why I worded it like that.
Okay.
I just want to hear what you do. So it's the Sabbath. I know you cook. Okay, you know how what was my Thursday like? Well, I got up, I answered the phone calls, I did this, I did that, I went to see a brother, I went to my slavery, I watched TV, I went online, I went to bed. That's what I did Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are in the fake Israelite group, then what is your Sabbath like? Tell me what you did, not what you don't do, but what you did. Give me an average Saturday for a fake Israelite. If you don't know, it's fine, but that's my question.
Well, they got up.
Go ahead.
They washed up.
They washed?
Washed up.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know because washing is work.
Oh, wow.
I want to know what you're doing on the Sabbath. You can't work. We're clear on that, right? So what are you doing? So now remember, the next answer can't be what they don't do. It has to be what they're doing. Please, Trooper.
So like you said, they're breathing.
That's what it sounds like. Give him a hand. It sounds like they're doing just involuntary motion, involuntary muscle movement. So I guess they're blinking, tons of blinking.
From time to time.
Tons of breathing.
Sometimes they hire someone to do it for them.
Sometimes they hire a West Indian woman to get in there and breathe for them. Give the brother here the microphone. Well said. Give him a hand. Well said. Be in Detroit. Go ahead. Ephraim, you want to say something?
Oh no, young man Kevin in the comments said they make others work for them.
Oh, that's how they do it. They make somebody else work. So once again, unless someone lives this life, you won't be able to answer this question. Okay, because so unless you or if you lived it in the past, you could answer it. If not, then I'll move on. Come on.
And just one more thing, I recall a while back, one of the things they started doing, if they still doing it, they tied a string down in around the community.
Manhattan, that's correct.
Yeah, down in the
there's a string so that they can ignore their Sabbath rules under the string, right? Okay. So let me just give it to you in a nutshell. On the Sabbath day, right? Instead of thinking about what you can do to completely not move, which is what you would have to do to keep that idiotic, nonsensical, unlawful Sabbath that at one time got innocent people killed. Your belief in the Sabbath at one time got innocent people unalived. Precept, give it to me. For this cause, have you punished the innocent? That's what happened. Because you believe that you can't wash on the Sabbath. You can't eat a cob of corn off of a stick on the Sabbath. You can't do anything on the Sabbath. You killed people that were innocent of breaking the Sabbath. That's what would happen in times past. So here we are now again today. You still want to make the Sabbath a day where a person can blink and breathe and nothing else. Now, why do you teach that? What's the reason for it? So you can hurt people for breaking the Sabbath. That's what you want to do. You want to hurt someone because they ate food, because they heated up a pot of soup. You want to kill them. You want to stone them. You want to say to this woman who's working 2 jobs to feed her children, she can't go to her slavery today. That's what you want. Why? Because she has to go, because you're not going to pay her rent and you're not going to feed her kids. So when she goes, you can stone her. You can hate her for feeding her children in slavery. That's the reason for this Sabbath controversy. People that want to say you can do nothing so they can hurt the people that do something. And here's the thing, if you can understand this, this will help you. The people that want to hurt you over working on the Sabbath, guess what they're doing on the Sabbath? Working. They're going to hurt you, and they go home and break the Sabbath every week. But they're going to hurt you because they heard that you went to your job, because they heard you were in the gym, because they heard that you cooked a pot of soup. Ephraim.
Khan, sir, and the biggest accusation that the Jews made towards Yahushua was that he did miracles during the Sabbath.
Yes, it is, because they want to kill him over that. Well, now that and I'm going to move on unless someone can tell me what a fake Israelite who doesn't understand the Sabbath does on the Sabbath. I'm going to explain. Now you're going to forget about the Sabbath and just give me a good day. Este es un día glorioso. Just tell me about a glorious day, a wonderful day. Let's start. Pick a day. It's you wake up in the morning and what, sister?
Did everything.
Just give me what you do first.
Oh, I wake up, pray.
You wake up and pray.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Damn right. Keep going.
And then I take my shower.
Then you get in the shower. This is a glorious day, right? Give someone else a chance. That's enough. Give her a hand. Give me more. You wake up. You get in the shower. You pray to the Most High. You get in the shower. Anyone else, Levi?
Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth. That's part of the cleaning, right? You do some self-care.
Bang
Get
down.
yourself looking good, breath smelling good, teeth shining. You put some work into that, getting those teeth just right, getting that dental care up to par, getting your skin all shiny, putting them Tazaryak oils on you. Give that a hand. Boy, oh boy, I might have to work that lotion into my skin. It don't just get on there, Ethan. You don't just wish it on there. Right? No. You got to lather that thing on there. Put some work on that thing. Put some work on it. So I'm gonna have to work that lotion into my skin, work that toothbrush on my teeth. And what else would you do after the self-care, Levi?
You get dressed.
You get dressed, put your clothing on. What clothing would you wear?
Jeans. Your
Why
boots.
that? Why that?
Why jeans?
Yeah, why jeans? Why boots?
Because stepping out to camp.
How about this? Because you want to wear it.
Want to wear it.
Right? You get up, you say jeans and boots. Someone else's sister might say this beautiful dress. Another brother might say something else. You're going to wear what you want. Why? Because this is a glorious day. Este es un día glorioso. This is just a glorious day. I'm getting up, taking care of myself, brushing my teeth, putting on what I want to put on. I'm going to camp on my glorious day. So I get up and put my camp clothing on. Give me another thing that another brother might do, please.
So like I said, I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I recall the last Sabbath discussion. I'll do what I want because the Sabbath was made for me and not the other way around.
Give him a hand. That's it. He did it. That's it. He's going to do what he wants because the Sabbath is made for me and not the other way around. The Sabbath is the day that you do whatever you want to do. That's it. Whatever you feel like doing. As opposed to Monday through Friday, when you do what he wants you to do. Who is he? The oppressor. He's the oppressor. He's the master. He's the boss, and I am his servant. The Sabbath forbids servile work, which is not a law to the servant. It's a law to the master. It's a law to him. He's the one that pushes you into work. You're not there because you want to go there. Who in the hell wants to go to work any day of the goddamn week? No one. So why are you there on the Sabbath? He's the reason. Him. He's the reason you're there. Now you see Donald Trump firing everyone he can from the federal government, firing all of them. Why? So that all of them can beg Elon Musk for a job. What's everybody going to do that gets fired under they work for the federal government and they get fired? What are they going to do now? Well, they're going to have to do something because the rent is due. The rent is due at the top of the month. The eggs are not getting cheaper. So what will the federal government fired you? So now what will you do? You won't sit there and just starve. You won't sit there and just let your rent go behind until you get evicted. You got children. So what are you going to do? You'll take another job. And what will they pay you? Whatever they want. Because you already lost your other good job. It's going to just make you more hungry to work for Uber, to work for Amazon, to work for Elon, because you lost your job. You've lost a job before, right? Once you lose one, you start looking through them papers and looking on the internet, everything looks good now. Because why? You lost a good job. And guess what? The clock is ticking on rent, on the mortgage, on the car note. Everybody that got fired from the federal government will go work for Amazon for half the money. That's all, for half the money. That is what is unlawful on the Sabbath. For Elon and for Amazon and for Donald Trump to force you to come to work. He'd be stoned for what he's doing. He'd be stoned to death. Just like that, bro. Whenever I read that precept about that cat who was picking up sticks on the Sabbath, I know everyone reads it like one solitary man picking up a stick on the Sabbath. Why don't you think that was a boss who was forcing people to pick up sticks? Right? Doesn't Elon Musk say that he's doing this and he's doing that? When Elon Musk says he's cutting through waste in the government and he's going through all of the government records, is he sitting down at a laptop? I'm asking you. No. When George Bush invades Iraq, is George Bush in a tank invading Iraq? So when George Bush invades Iraq, what is he actually doing? Sending someone. When Elon Musk is saying he's going through all of the records to find waste, he's not sitting at a damn laptop. He has hundreds of people who are doing it for him. So when I read this man picking up sticks, just because it's saying he's doing it, it doesn't mean he's physically doing it the same way presidents aren't physically invading a country. They send someone. But they say, I invaded Iraq. I'm over this. I'm doing this. But it's not actually them. That type of person is the one who should get stoned. But he never does. You know who gets stoned? Some little brother who went to work because his rent is due and his child support is going to throw him in jail. So now because of that, the IUIC hates him. Now some fake Israelite group hates him because his child support, they're about to put him in jail if he doesn't work on Saturday. And in doing so, you have condemned the innocent. The Sabbath is made for man, not man for the Sabbath. The Sabbath is your day. You get up in the morning in the righteous kingdom, you're going to wake up, stretch, and do whatever you want. That's the Sabbath. Please, go ahead. Microphone.
So, Salaki, sir, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
I notice right now, there's no more 8-hour day work days anymore. I noticed 12 and 16 hours became the norm.
That's just expected now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. That's expected. You're
That's
gonna
just
have to do
expected
12
for you to
or a
work 12
double
hours.
shift. I'm like, when does this happen?
Well, the
It
more
came-
and
it came
more
out the
people
blue.
that don't have jobs, the few jobs there are will be required. Will tell you to do whatever they want you to do because there are no jobs, which is what rich men want. Rich men want you hungry. They want you hungry because a hungry servant is a servant that will do anything, and that's what they want. That's what they want. But Jesus Christ said this: "Those of the come unto me, ye that are heavy laden, for my burden is light. Come unto me." Jesus Christ gave the solution to the slave. Esta es la solución. He gave the slave the solution. If your back is breaking under a slavery, come unto me because my burden is light. Come follow me. Come follow me because Jesus Christ cares for the poor. Everyone understands. All right, where are we at now?
Colonel
Please,
Khan,
let me get one online, Ephraim. All right, go ahead.
Colonel Khan, on the topic before you wanted that video.
Yeah, let me show you. Who asked this question? I forget what the hell the question was about now.
It was the sister.
You asked a question about sexual assault or whether or not that sister was sexually assaulted earlier, right?
Not this, the sister online.
The sister online, I'm sorry. And someone else talked about sexual assault in fake Israelite groups. Here's the solution right here. Go ahead and play this. One of the young sisters, shout out to the young sister Salah. She sent me this video right here. She said, everybody's talking about this among the children. Go ahead and play it.
Gonna lie, bitch, you look good as fuck on some real shit. Like I'll fuck you right now. With your mom? Oh, I'm so sorry. But can I get your number and shit? We can get some food? No? Like get some food and shit? Like vibe out and shit? No, you not fuck with it? Like, but bitch, you look good as fuck. I'll fuck you right now though. No? Alright then. I can't, bro. I'm doing.
I heard that in line. This cat came up to this sister walking through a mall and said he wants to F her. He F her right now. F her in the mall. Walks over to her and F her. I mean, bold. Just bold and feels that there is no repercussion. And then what happened? Play the next part.
We could just show her the picture, girl. She ain't even answering.
Who? One at the right here.
For her number?
Nah, you said more than that. You look so good, I'll fuck you right now. But
Bro,
that's
we
sexual
streaming,
harassment.
bro. I'm saying, bro. Like I'm
care,
saying,
bro.
Oh, wait.
like I'm saying though,
But
bro.
that's
Like
It's just
on
a
some real
prank.
shit. We just prank like on
But you
some
can't be
shit.
pranking with people like that. That's disrespectful.
But I'm saying if she
Some
would
people don't
have
take that shit.
then I ask.
For time's sake. But then her brother just so happened to be there. Her brother went over to this cat and listen, this brother had such restraint. He had restraint and mercy and kindness, and he began to talk to this cat and explain to him, of course, not all of us have that kind of restraint. Sometimes people make mistakes. We're all in the flesh. And doing something like that might cause somebody to make a mistake. What is this showing you? The solution to men who believe that women are simply sexual objects, that they can do whatever they want to. The solution is a man who decides she's not a sexual object. That's my sister. That's my daughter. That's my granddaughter. That's my wife. Because men would like women to simply be sex things. They don't want them to be human. They don't want women to be actually human beings. Why? Once again, what's the reason for the breakdown? The reason is if a woman is a human being, Levi, you have it? Go ahead.
If she's a human being, I don't want, it's gonna require for you to go speak to her father.
Give him a hand. That's it. If a woman is a human being, then it is harder to be with her because there's a father I have to talk to. I have to, behave myself in a certain manner to be able to go on a date with her, to talk to her. A lot of brothers left the UPK over the 1 year rule. Some of you are sitting in here right now. I'm about to force you to lead the truth because you don't like the 1 year rule. You don't want a man to tell you when you can be with a woman. We are going to tell you what to eat, what to drink, and who to have sex with. We're going to tell you to do everything or else you'll have to leave the school. You're going to have to get out of here. You don't want to look at a woman as a human being because you really want a woman to be tool for masturbation. Where's that video of Joe Button? I had a disgusting video of Joe Button on my phone this week. You know what I'm talking about, Zaryak? Send it to this brother. This video is so eloquent in showing what men in the world want a woman to be. She's not a person with a father and brothers. That's not who she is. She's like lotion that you use to masturbate. She's just a thing to masturbate with. And that's what men want in the world because they don't want to have any formality on their pleasure. They don't want to have any process. Sex should be a process. It shouldn't be like eating a goddamn like a hog that turns up to a trough. It shouldn't be that. It should be a process. It shouldn't just be your pleasure so you can go eat like a effing hog shows up to a trough to eat. You should have some eloquence, have some dignity, have some effing sophistication to get sex. The problem is there won't be that without men. You understand? Without brothers. That sister needs brothers. That sister needs a husband. That sister needs friends. She needs men that will make other men realize that she is not a sexual object. She's a human being. And there are people that love her. Ephraim, please, in the back.
Only use this.
Yeah, the mic. Can they go ahead? One second. Can everyone hear him? Does that mic work? I can't quite tell. It works. Tap it. It's on. Okay. No sweat. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had told one of my family female members. I'm like, I talked to him. I told him like, how men get down, and I'm like, if any man want to talk to you, you're gonna let him, let him talk to me first, so you know where he stands. So it was just like, you know what I mean? It's like again, let's see if this happens.
Yeah.
Cause she I like this guy, so it's so I'm like, tell him to call me up. You know what I mean? To call me up, you know what I mean, so I can talk to him. So she, you know what I mean? She, one day,
It's like the mic don't work on. So like, go ahead. Put that one away so we don't jam. We don't get it mixed up anymore. Go ahead.
So yeah. So what happened was she told him, you know what I mean? She followed my order, and she told him like, before we could get together, I like you, but before we get together, you have to talk to my uncle.
There you go.
And you know what he said?
What did he say? Shalom.
I can't talk to your uncle because I don't want to treat you the way I treat these other women.
I got you.
That's what he said. And she came to me heartbroken because she liked the dude.
Of course.
But I was like, that was the truth.
Yeah.
That was the truth because he didn't want to treat you like a whore because you had somebody to protect you from him.
And he was planning on treating her like a whore
Come.
he found out about you. and that if you could understand that is what every woman needs in her life, because men do not want to consider you humans. And let me tell you how far it reaches. It reaches into how men treat each other as well. You ever heard this question asked before in your life? I'm sure you have. Is it better to be loved or feared? Who's ever heard that question before, right? You've heard that before? That's a giant question. I forget where it comes from, but many times throughout the years, someone will ask me, well, General MAHAYAMAN, is it better to be loved or feared? And I'm going to give you the answer that Commanding General Yohana taught me. If no one loves you, then there is no reason to fear you. If no one loves you, then no one has to be afraid of you either. The only reason that you should be afraid of anyone is if they have people who love him, who love her, because now there's repercussions for what you do to them. But if no one loves you, who are you? You're just a person then. You're just a man. So anyone can hurt you, kill you, get rid of you, harm you, assault you, cheat you. No one loves you. So the minute I deal with you, the threat is gone. But if you harm someone who is well loved, if you harm someone who is loved, then the threat never goes away. It is perpetual. Even if the person is dead, you are still not safe because this person is loved. And what I would pray that all of you understand out there if you're not in the Israelite school of UPK, we love each other. Primeramente Dios. We love each other. We love each other. You should understand that. I pray, Lord, allow you understand that we love each other. And because we love each other, you should be terrified of us. Everyone, I got to move on. Everybody understands. I'm done with this topic. Let's go ahead. See me one more time, please, on the chaser, please, Warrior. I appreciate
the Joe Budden video if you want.
This is men right here. Play this.
We only use this. He uses it to jerk off. Me and two bitches play and do whatever we're doing while he watches us and does his thing. That's what he uses it for.
Can I pause it 1 second? Look at Joe Budden's face. Joe Budden is looking like, why did I bring her on this show? She is telling all of my nasty business. This was a mistake. So just watch him, but listen to her. Go ahead.
Or this is where the trauma comes in. We only use this. He uses it to jerk off. Me and two bitches play and do whatever we're doing while he watches us.
To give you context, this is about some type of lotion, right? There's some special lotion that Joe Budden has that he only uses. This is what he uses, lotion, and he doesn't use it for anything else. So when they catch the lotion in his bag, the women know that he's out doing something because he does not even go into a woman. He lets two women touch each other and he pleasures himself. So he doesn't even actually penetrate women. A woman is just a thing in front of him that does something sexual. He pleasures himself because these aren't even humans. This is not even real vagina that you actually go inside. They're a thing you look at and watch and pleasure yourself. And so she's angry at him because when he comes in off the road, the lotion bottle is empty, which lets her know what he was doing. That's your context you need to understand. Now play it from the top.
Does his thing. That's what he uses it for. We only use this. He uses it to jerk off. Me and two bitches play and do whatever we're doing while he watches us and does his thing. That's what he uses it for. Or this is where the trauma comes in. In the past,
okay,
Joe has taken his travel lube with him to get dances and jerk off with other women on his own behind my back. So now I find the lube in the trunk, in the money bag, which normally these bitches are strippers or bartenders, so that's the thing. Why the fuck is the lube in the trunk when I put it away and I have not been here for a month and a half? You wasn't getting no dances with me. If 2 + 2 is 4. So again.
Lord.
You know again. I'm talking. We only use.
Can you imagine someone doing that with your daughter? That's some man's daughter. That's some man's daughter who has to perform lesbian acts on women for a man. Not because she's a lesbian, not because she's attracted to other women, but because the man she wants, that's the only thing that will get him off. So she does it for him, not for her. That's somebody's daughter, young brothers. That's someone's daughter. That's someone's sister. And you should remember that. You should remember that. And women, you should act like you're someone's daughter. How in the hell, 1 second, Warrior. How in the hell can you degrade yourself to have a man that won't even put his penis in you? You cheating on, when your man, this is cheating on you. Cheating on you is the lube lotion being used outside the house. That's cheating on you. The bitch is mad at him because the lotion bottle is empty. And she knows that if the bottle is empty, he been jerking off to other people. She don't even get sex. That's someone's daughter. Women, remember you're someone's daughter. Remember that. Now, once again, I know the homes you're raised in, are like being raised by raccoons who eat out of a trash can and fight over a bag of Cheetos. So your father that you had is the reason that you're like this. The mother you had is the reason that you're like this. In the Israelite School of UPK, we offer you new fathers, new uncles, new brothers that will teach you value. You are not a sexual object. You're someone's child. Everyone understands.
All
right, next topic.
Sir, Chicago has a question.
Chi-Town, you're up. Give a hand for Chi-Town. I don't remember saying Shalom to them.
Yeah, the water general. If I may, I got a brother that has a question. Can you hear me, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got a brother that got a question on Zechariah 12 and 8 through 10, a general breakdown. He did have some questions within verse.
Let me know. I forgot our signal. Let me know when to get on to the topics. All right. Okay. Can you be more specific, Ak, for my time's sake?
Yeah, Colin McCon, sir.
Is there something specific you need?
Yes, Colin McCon, sir. So in verse 10, he's saying Christians use verse 10 to say that God and Christ was the same person in this scripture.
All right, go ahead.
Colin McCon.
Book of Zechariah.
From a reader, maybe Chicago should read it.
Colin McCon.
You want to read?
Colin McCon, if I may, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Zechariah chapter 12, verse 10. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplication, and they shall look upon me, they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him as one.
Sorry, one more time. They shall look upon me. What?
Upon me, whom they have pierced.
Okay.
And they shall mourn for him as one mourneth for his only son.
All right. So is there another precept?
I think he's saying that Christians is using this because it's like God is speaking to Zechariah, and it's like he's saying that Christians use it to say that God is saying that he's like the one that they pierced, as if he's Christ and God at the same time.
All right, give me any precept where a prophet of God said, "Thus saith the Lord, I." Just put that in your concordances. Thus saith the Lord, I. You find it for me, Chicago.
Colin McCon, sir.
Prophets of God always in first person when they're speaking about the Lord. I have broken and I will do this. I have built and I will throw down. I have said and I will do this. I will do that. Prophets of God always speak in the first person because they're speaking for God. They're speaking for him. Also, you notice when it said I and him right here, correct?
Colin McCon, sir.
You had to notice that right there. Give me this happening somewhere else. That's all you need first. Chicago, you look it up in your concordance, all right?
Colin McCon, sir. Lock you. One moment out of one.
Take your time. Your next question on Deckock when you can.
Right.
Sir, Florida also has a question.
Florida, what's your question? Let me 1 second. Levi, let me hear what you have.
Shalom, General. How about you, Shabakatha?
Shabakatha, what's going on, Warrior?
Not a whole lot, sir. The water for your service.
The water for your service. Gracias por tu servicio.
Yes,
go ahead, Warrior.
Deuteronomy.
I'm sorry. Were you asking another question, or you want to answer this question?
They had their own questions.
Florida, stand by for 1 second. Let me finish this first one. I might be able to be brief with this. All right.
Come, sir.
Go back to Chicago. Chicago, go ahead, Levi. What do you have?
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start on 19, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them.
I will what?
I will hide my face from them.
I will what?
Hide my face from them.
Chicago, who will hide his face from them? Chicago.
The Most High, sir.
Not Moses?
La, sir.
But who said it?
I believe Moses said it, sir.
Give me another one. Give me find these in Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Isaiah, Hosea. One.
We have one in Isaiah, sir.
It's all over the place. Chicago, it's all over the place. Revelation. This has nothing to do with Jesus being God, nor is that the real reason they believe Jesus is God. What's the real reason they believe Jesus is God? Who wants to know? It's very simple. Let Levi give him a shot. Go ahead, Levi. Oh, please, Levi. Levi, I want to give it to you. So see how kind he is. That's kindness. Give him a hand. Strength. Orient, sophisticated. Give him a hand. God damn. We need around here. Huh? Some sophistication. Please.
He did things that no one could do.
Give her a hand. Well said, sister. Well said. Chicago. The reason that they believe Jesus is God. I'm sorry, Levi. Now you can give yours. My apologies. Go ahead.
Because, sir, if Jesus is God and God is perfect,
Mhm.
then they don't have to be perfect.
Give him a hand because that's the answer. Akim and Akwathian. Every Christian wants Jesus to be God. They want Jesus to be some deity. Why? Because if Jesus is God, then I don't have to act like him. I don't have to do it. If he's immaculately conceived and he's God, then I can sexually assault women. I can't eat pork. I can't eat shrimp. Why? Because I'm not Jesus. Christians will tell you that. The minute you come in the truth, they'll say, what are you? You think you Jesus? They'll say that to you because they'll look at how righteous you are and they'll go, what's wrong with you? You think you Jesus now? I'm trying to follow him the best I can. What in the hell have you Christians been doing all this time? Right. Levi is correct. That's what you want to get to, Chicago. That's the reason for it. If he's not God, then he's a man. He's a man from the seed of David, from the seed of Judah, from the seed of Abraham. Then he's like me. And if he did all that and he was just like me, imagine what I can do if I'm willing to be like him. You understand, Chicago? Chicago gets it. Florida, where you at?
Colonel, sir. Mm-hmm. With your permission and grace, I would like to get a breakdown of Exodus chapter 6 and verse 3. Also, Genesis chapter 22 and verse 14. Mm-hmm. Basically, a brother asked the question in Exodus 6 and 3. It says that that Abraham did not know the name of Yahweh. Mm-hmm. So he's saying in Genesis chapter 22 and 14, how did they name the place after the name of Yahweh?
They would name a place after his name by giving him the names that they gave him, which is the mighty power, the terror of the nations. Before they actually knew his name, he was known by the God of Abraham. You understand, warrior?
Yes, sir, I understand.
That was his name. They didn't know his actual name because there was no reason to give it to him. But they knew that he was the God of Abraham. He was the terrible power. Yes, and they would call him that. They would name him by his work. Mainly, he was known to be the God of Abraham. That's what he was. And so when it says they named it after that, that's what they would name it. The God of Abraham, our forefathers, the terrible power. In the book of Psalms, he's called Yah. That's his name, Yah, which means him or he. That's it. It's in the book of Psalms. You can find it. It says Jah in the English. In the Hebrew, it's Yah, which is him or he. That's how they named him before they knew his name. You understand?
Colonel, sir. The water for your service again.
Water for you, brother. The water for your question and your service. Is there anything else? Oh, so Yatazar.
Khan, sir. If I may, can I get a breakdown of Isaiah chapter 7, verse 16, sir, Baba Kashar?
Please. Go ahead and read it.
The book of Isaiah chapter 7, verse 16. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. Yeah. A breakdown, sir, and also who are the kings that he's talking about?
This is a prophecy for Jesus Christ. This is in Isaiah 53.
Oh, 7, sir. That's after
Isaiah 7. I believe that I'm almost positive. You can double check. This is a prophecy for Jesus Christ.
It's after he shall be called Emmanuel. 14.
There you go, right. This is. I'll break it down for you. Read it from the top again.
The book of Isaiah. You want me to start at verse 14, sir?
Wherever you think.
Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son.
That was a sign, meaning at this, let me try to sum it up for you. At this time, the tribe of Judah, mainly the house of David, was bloated and incompetent. They had grown so rich, so powerful, and so incompetent. They became leaders that were useless because all they did was serve themselves. And so because of that, the prophet of God said, I'm going to give you a sign. A virgin shall be with child. That was a sign to this house because a virgin having a child was a shameful thing. It was an embarrassment. It's hard to understand now if you're from the ghetto, but imagine if you were the Queen of England. You brothers out there in Trinidad, imagine the Queen of England, you know, and her son has a baby with a woman he's not married to. It would be a scandal above all scandals. If you're a royal family and you have a child out of wedlock, oh my God, it's going to make the cover of every goddamn newspaper on the planet because you're a queen, you're a king, you're a prince, and a virgin was found with a child. That's why it's saying found with child. Read that part again.
Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son.
This was a scandal. It was a terrible thing because this house was not supposed to do things like this. At the time when this prophecy was made, the house of David was royal and the house of a king. And he's saying there's going to be a sign. Some young girl is going to end up pregnant. And that's going to be a sign to all of you rich people in the house of Judah that you're going to have to follow that child who you would otherwise not even tell anyone that you knew about. Remember, what did Joseph say? The angel said, fear not to take unto Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. He was going to put her away privately because it was such a shame to have this baby, and there was no ceremony. There was no pomp and circumstance, and she's pregnant. That's the baby you're going to follow. That one. Why? Because the house of David was bloated and incompetent and thought that their prestige was more important than righteousness. So now follow this baby who you would otherwise call a bastard. Follow this child now because he's better than you. That's the point of the birth of Jesus Christ. That's the reason for the whole thing. And that's why it's so much more beautiful than God impregnating Mary. Because his birth was a shame to the rich of this world, was an embarrassment to the aristocrats. That same baby was going to be the one that all of us would have to follow. Everyone understands. Give the brother the mic real fast.
Yeah, and just briefly, and it also reflects on us. If we to be like Christ, we come from the bottom, and we're the ones that's going to show them that we're the ones you supposed to have been bowing down to, and correcting your wrongs.
Give him a hand. Your son knows. Your son in the back, like that's right. Your son, he hears that. Give him a hand. You and your son. What you said was the truth. It reflects. That's how we are. It's the exact same thing. Come on, Levi. Go ahead.
And shall call his name Emmanuel. Verse 15.
Emmanuel means God with us. Now, because this baby was born, before this baby was born, we would say, we're going to die, we're going to suffer, we're going to be in pain. After this baby, we'll say, God is with us. There was a movie, I'm going to go into it in my topic, right? Do we have Alexa in here? Oh, so. Alexa, what year did the movie Soul Plane come out?
The film Soul Plane was released on May 28, 2004.
Alexa, stop. The movie Soul Plane came out 2004. The movie Soul Plane is about the ridiculous concept that niggers could be pilots.
Right.
You understand? It was so ridiculous. They made a movie about it in 2004, not 1963. not 1952. In 2004, the thought of a nigga being a pilot was a joke. In 2004. That is blacks and Hispanics. That's us. We're a people that look at ourselves as jokes. We don't think we can fly a plane. We in 2004. This movie, nobody said, well, this don't make any sense. I guess 2004. Surely a nigga can fly a plane. No one said that. Right. It was no like, how does this make sense? Let me show you the difference. Let's say a movie came out and said, can you believe it? Niggers cooking spaghetti. I can't even believe a nigga could cook spaghetti. The world would go, niggas cook spaghetti every day. What are you talking about? Niggas making grilled cheese and sandwiches. Let's make a movie about a nigga. Some nigga made a grilled cheese. Everyone would go, what is this movie about? Black people make grilled cheeses every day. There was a movie in 2004 about you being a pilot, and it was a joke to even think about it. That is us. That is our history of being the people on the planet that you go, Spicks being in charge? Spicks ruling the earth. Spicks do gardening. Spicks are landscapers. They do gardening and they pick in the fields. Are you telling me that some spick, some wetback will be my Lord? That's a joke. It's a joke that he could even fly a plane, which you can go to school for. Niggers flying a plane, ha 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 ha. We'll smoke weed through the whole plane. We'll smoke weed the whole time. We'll crash the plane. We'll play loud music and drink 40 ounces for the whole flight. No one challenged the concept because that is who we believe we are. But the Bible, 1 second, sis, the Bible is saying this. There's going to come a time when we're going to say God is with us. Black people, you can fly planes. Let me tell you something. You fly planes better than white people. You can run businesses. You run businesses better than white people. You can be lawyers and doctors. You do it better than white people. How do I know that? You do it so well that white people won't even let you do it. That's how scared they are of you. They're so scared of you that they won't even let you do it because they know if you do it, they won't do it anymore. You understand, Levi? That's this precept. This precept is saying, they shall say, Emmanuel, God is with us now. Keep reading, Levi. One second, sis. Let me pass on because I'm tight with my time.
Verse 15.
I'll get to you and the brother. Go ahead.
Butter and honey shall he eat.
You hear that? Levi, butter and honey shall he eat. It's trying to explain to you why he was so good. Because he ingested and digested good things. He was raised well, Jesus Christ. Raised well. He had a father out there who was a carpenter, but this father was a good father. He had a mother who was nurturing and tender to him, even in her weakness and in her similitude, because Mary was simple. And that's why Jesus Christ said what he said to her on the cross. She was simple, but she nurtured that brother well. And his father was a hard-working brother. He was not a skillful man in knowledge, but he was an honest and decent man. And he ate honey. And Jesus Christ himself went into the temple when he was 12 years old, was gone for 3 days battling the scholars in the law. He was a good kid. Jesus Christ was a good kid. Come on, Judah, please.
Yes, very briefly, sir. Mm-hmm. My father did a little carpentry around the house. I did it in high school, little class stuff. But watching him and seeing the way he divided a room and made up shelves and stuff, I picked up the tools and stuff then. My Jewish employer at one job was starting to act real funny. And I used after I got fired, I used the last of my unemployment checks because that's when you used to look at the book so you have 1 or 2 more checks coming. I went straight to Sears and bought some power tools. From there, I was really, really good. And every job I went to, I stepped in there, and because I didn't go the traditional route, they thought I was a joke until they got afraid of me because
Yeah,
I'm that goddamn good.
Give him a hand. Give the sister. Let me get her now, Levi. Go ahead.
I just want to say, and that's why the world believes that the white man is a Jew.
Give her a hand. Well said. Well said. You look very lovely today, too, sister. Get the sister on camera. Look how well dressed she is. She's so lovely, it needs to be acknowledged. Well done, sister, and well said. Look at how she's dressed. This is a beautiful woman here. Give her a hand. Good job, sister. Well done. All right, Levi, go ahead.
That he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good.
That's why he ate that milk and that honey, or that, would it say milk and honey or honey and
Come, butter and honey.
Yeah, butter and honey, man. He ate good things, ingested good things. Why? So he could know how to accept evil and accept good and refuse evil. Keep going.
Come, verse 16. So like I said, real quick, the butter and honey will be more, would it be more his education?
That's what it's talking about, his education.
That's
why it says that he may know
to
refuse evil and accept good. It was his education.
Verse 16.
One more. Come on.
I'm sorry, sir. The whole purpose of my saying that wasn't to bloat or gloat or anything, but it's my process. Whenever I want to do something I don't know anything about, I learned to say, if white people can do it, damn it, I can do it.
Give him a hand.
And it's a very simple thing to say, and it's really true because it's nothing that scary. It's nothing that hard to do. If they're doing it, damn it, I already know I can do it. All I got to do is get introduced to it.
That's not arrogant at all, brother. That's encouraging. Well said. Go ahead, Levi.
Verse 16.
Most High in Christ.
For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings.
Read that word. You said abhorrest?
Let me
hear it one more time.
Verse 16. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest.
Spell that, please. Abhor, like hate.
Right.
I got you. Go ahead.
Shall be forsaken. So, like for my Levi accent.
No. I should understand it better. That's my fault.
Yes, sir.
I should understand it better. Go ahead.
Shall be forsaken of both her kings.
Both her kings. Oh, this one's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, I believe it's speaking about Rome, but I can't recall, Levi. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't recall what these two kings are. You're going to have to ask me later. Commander General Yohana. But I want to say it's both the land that you abhor is speaking about either Greece and Rome, but I'm not 100% sure. But I want to say it's Greece and Rome. You get the point. That's what I want to say, but I cannot guarantee that now. All right? Thuwada, go ahead.
That's it. So the question was in 16.
Solid. Let me get to Levi. Go ahead. I mean, Ephraim, you up front. Go ahead.
Sir, it might be a good time to get into your topic.
Slap it up. Get to the topic now. Let's run them down. You got it, Ephraim.
Let's see. Well, on the topic you were just mentioning, we have some comments from Charlie Kirk.
Oh, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
That's why I think this United story and the DEI story hits so hard, because we've all been in the back of a plane when the turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off, and I feel better now.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the you wouldn't have done that.
Let me tell you, this video came out before the rash of plane malfunctions have happened since Donald Trump became president. Since Donald Trump, I remember right before the first one, when there was a plane accident somewhere. And I remember telling everyone that these planes are going to drop out the sky every goddamn day. And I knew they were going to drop out the sky every goddamn day because white supremacy was now going to be the only thing that they would trust in a pilot. White supremacy. Then a plane crashed right outside one of my gyms in Philadelphia on the day I was usually there. I mean, right in front of where I would have been. But it was council week. And because it was council week, I did not go to the gym that Friday night. That's why I wasn't there. Otherwise, I would have been right there at that gym where the plane went down right in front of it in Philadelphia. Since then, the planes are going down every goddamn day. Every day. Plane crashes that haven't happened in 50 years. They're happening regularly now. Why? Because white supremacy is the only thing that people trust now. They only trust it. This video came out before the planes were crashing. And this is the predominant feeling among white people and among black people. You want a white pilot, don't you? I know Kevin Hart wants a white pilot because there was a whole movie made about the ridiculousness of a black pilot. How you can't have, who was the pilot? I think Snoop Dogg was the pilot. Snoop Dogg, in your mind, if a black man pilots a plane, he's a drug addict. Because white people never do drugs. No. They never touch Oxycontin, methamphetamine, every prescription drug that you could find. White people never get out. No, not them. White people just read the Bible and study Shakespeare, and that's all they do all the time. That's what you think, and that's what white people think, and that's why those planes are dropping from the sky every day. Every day. This white man said that he's nervous if he sees a black pilot. Give me another one.
So we had those stats on how many black pilots there actually are.
If I could. First, Donald Trump, when the plane started to crash, Donald Trump said these plane crashes must be because of DEI. DEI means diversity, equality, and inclusion. That's why the planes are crashing, because there must be a nigger in that cockpit. There must be a spick in the cockpit. That's the only way these planes could crash. Let me tell you the truth about the airline industry. Now, remember, there are planes that crash today. Planes that crash. There are planes that crashed yesterday, the day before yesterday. Do I have to look this up? You could, right? They're happening every day since Donald Trump has reached the White House. 1 second, sis. Let me give you the real numbers. Now DEI has been in effect for 50 years? For 50 years, they used to call it affirmative action. When every industry was pushed to try to include more people of color, more people who are not just white men. For 50 years. Now give me the stats. How many black people are pilots?
This is from NBCnews.com. Less than 2% of commercial airline pilots are black.
Read that again.
Less than 2% of commercial airline pilots are black.
Donald Trump, when he saw that plane crash, he said, DEI must be the reason that plane crashed. Charlie, whatever his name is, said, I'm so happy to see that it's not a black pilot when I get on a plane. Let me tell you something, white people. The only people that crash planes are white people.
Right.
That is who's crashing the planes. You will never see a black pilot. Charlie Chris is saying he's happy to see there's a white pilot. There's only 2% of every pilot that works for an airline is black. How many Hispanics are pilots? You have that, Warrior?
Go
ahead.
According to this article, 0.5.
0.5%. Now you know why the planes are crashing. Because Hispanics aren't the pilots. If Hispanics were the pilots, the planes would not be crashing. After 50 years of affirmative action, only 2% of airplane pilots are black. 0.5% are Hispanic. That's why the planes are crashing, because you have incompetent white men who are pilots of these planes. Hispanics do everything better than white people. Everything. There is no job that exists that a Hispanic cannot do better than a white man. And if you shot, and if you are denying Hispanics the right to a job, you are condemning that industry to failure. Industries that succeed are industries with Hispanics. That is it. That has been the fact forever. In every industry, you put the Hispanics in the movie industry, in the restaurant industry. The restaurant industry doesn't exist without Hispanics. It does not exist. It would not be here. The movie industry in what state? California. There's a reason it's in California, brothers. There's a reason that the movie industry is in California and not somewhere else, because of their access to competent employees in California who are Hispanic. Hispanics make every industry work. The tribe of Issachar, his name means Yashakar. He is hired. He is perfect at doing work. If you put him as a doctor, as a lawyer, as a farmer, he'll do them all perfectly because he learns quickly. He learns on the job. You know what that term means, right? To be able to learn on the job, meaning you don't need years of apprenticeship and years of this if you're Hispanic. Hispanics learn fast. And if you deny an industry Hispanics, planes are going to drop out the sky. Please, Ephraim. Microphone. Microphone.
You might be doing all those jobs at the same time, too.
He'll do them all at the same time.
He'll do them all at the same
all
time.
At once.
He'll be a part-time farmer, lawyer, and doctor.
He can do them all. But the white man's arrogance is so deep that he would rather die in a plane crash than let blacks and Hispanics be pilots. He'd rather die. Good. There are 2%. All of this talk about DEI, 2% of the pilots are black. 0.5% are Hispanic. And that's the problem. White people are crashing the planes. White, square-jawed white men. That white man they love. Who's the white man they love? The square-jawed one with a little gray right here. You see them? They got the gray around the temples. There's a little gray right here around the temples. They look at him like, oh, we're safe. That devil is going to crash that plane. Give the sister the mic, please. Go ahead.
Speaking of DEI, my daughter, she's on the internet, and she gets more information than I do. So she sent me something. She said that they're gonna have a worldwide a worldwide, I don't know what you call it, but there's gonna be nobody shopping. Nobody.
I heard. I'm glad you brought that up.
Nobody shopping. Nobody spending any money that day. Well, it's gonna be tomorrow. Nobody's gonna be spending any money, and they're gonna show America and the world who runs the world.
Yeah, I heard about that. Your sister is correct. Give her the microphone. Take the microphone throughout it. I believe the blackity of blackness, the negrosity, the niggovernment has decided that tomorrow black people will buy nothing except for necessities. That's in the list of things you're allowed to buy. Black people will buy nothing tomorrow. What are you going to buy the day after tomorrow?
Everything.
Twice the shop. I'm trying to help you, okay? I've been unsuccessful for most of my life. Right? I've wasted my life talking to you. But I'm just going to do it because I took an oath to waste my time talking to you. Come on, I'm trying. I'll perform my duty. If you don't shop for 24 hours at all, then you double shop the next day. That is going to do nothing at all. It's going to do nothing. Can I give you some proof? You condense all of your shopping right now into one day of the year. And that's called Black Friday. You don't buy TVs in January. You don't buy video games in March. You condense right now all of your shopping into one day of the year. And you know why people say great. So not shopping for one day to triple and double shop the next day means nothing. You know what it is? It's something to make you feel good. Ephraim.
John, I was just
Microphone.
You can condense the word.
It's redundant. It's nothing. Listen, you will feel very black tomorrow. You're gonna feel the black in it. Blackness. Feeling black feels good. You know, feeling Hispanic, you feel all. We teaching them a lesson. We ain't buying none of our blunts tomorrow. We ain't gonna buy none of that tomorrow. What things aren't you gonna buy tomorrow? Now they said necessities. So what type of things will you not buy tomorrow? Anybody know? Somebody online. The boy. Everyone has heard this boycott. It's happening tomorrow, right?
I don't know.
Oh, forget about it. Are you from? Tomorrow is supposed to be no shopping as ordered by the Negro government. The Negro government, I believe, is Al Sharpton. Right. I believe that's Al Sharpton. I don't know who else it is, but I believe the Negro government is Al Sharpton and Black Radio. That's all I know. So you're not supposed to buy anything tomorrow other than necessities. What are necessities? Food, I guess, right? Water. So what things will you not buy tomorrow? Sister? TV. You won't buy a TV tomorrow. You won't buy a video game tomorrow. You won't buy a car tomorrow. Who wants to blow my mind with saying the next thing out of my mouth? You weren't going to buy that shit anyway. But you don't have any money. So all you ever buy is necessities. Unless it's, come on, Black Friday. You don't buy anything other than Black Friday any goddamn way. So tomorrow you're not able to buy that TV. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't have no money for TV. So thank you. What I can't? You mean I can't buy that diamond ring tomorrow? Damn. Yeah, I wasn't gonna buy it. Yeah, you know, baby, I was gonna propose marriage tomorrow. The Negro government said I can't buy it. Rough. You don't have any money. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. The money that you have is the money for the bare necessities. That's all you got. Please, in the back.
Salaki, so the bare necessity is the weed. It's the weeds and edibles. It's always going to be that. That's a necessity.
Yeah, that's what you have is money for drugs and weed. That's it. Please. Microphone.
Unless we're still on the boycott. So on the way up here, I heard you explain DEI, and then it's like its affiliation with what was affirmative action. So I've noticed that there's been new acronyms popping up, and it's been over a broad spectrum of different topics. This being one. They even have a new acronym for like UFOs now. What's with all the rebranding of like? Why now? Why is it not affirmative action as a DEI? Why is it not UFO? Why is it? I think it's what is it? ADP or UAI?
Okay, you just gave the reason. The reason is rebranding. Right. The reason is to make it sound like a different thing and to re-identify or define that new thing. That's it. Let me give you affirmative action in people's minds. In Black people's minds is for Black people. DEI could be for gays. Yeah. You understand? So in this way, Black people will not be so against it because they might associate it with gay people. DEI is about Blacks and Hispanics because I can guarantee there are thousands of gay white men flying those planes. Thousands. Gay white men who have wives and children. Every white man is really gay. Did I bring that up to y'all? White men are all gay. It's like it's in their nature. They don't even consider it gay. But every white man is just a taste gay. Meaning that every white man has some experience where they all masturbate all together in the same room, all looking at each other in the same room, experiment with some type of gayness, ask a ton of questions. Would you let a man suck your penis for $1 million? You let your man suck your penis for a cheeseburger. $1 million. That's the question. They ask that because they pick a number. So, would you let a man suck your penis for $10 billion? So you can go, yes. Then they go, gotcha. That's all I need to know. Now here's a stick of gum, and now suck his penis. They're all gay. So you ain't gonna tell me that gay white men aren't flying planes. Gay white men aren't the heads of company. Elon Musk has a gay son. His son is a transgender girl. His son. You would never think it the way he talks about gay people. He's gay. His son is gay. They're all gay. But you rebrand it so that you can make it like it's not that thing. It's more stuff. Yeah, it's palatable now. Correct. Yes, sir. Ephraim, come on. I got to move on for time's sake. Go ahead.
Sir. We can keep going.
Please.
So on that note, Salaki, sir.
I didn't play by their rules is kind of in August. I had a preseason meeting with the president, Matt Shumbar.
Let me tell them what this is, because this is goddamn ridiculous, right? Now, on the topic of DEI, I'm going to show you real DEI. Real DEI, real diversity and inclusion is forcing white people into positions of success, which is what's been happening for 1,000 years. I'm going to show it to you on the basketball court. This is some little white school. It's a school somewhere. And this is a basketball coach, a white woman who is suing the school because she was told that she could not let brown people play basketball. She was told this, and she recorded it so she could sue them. This is what has actually been happening, and this is why there are only 2% of black people who are pilots. Because even with affirmative action, white people will still not give you the job. They'll find a way to do it. This is why there's only 0.5% of Hispanics who fly planes. Please play.
And my athletic director, Frank Lazarick. And in that meeting, they talked about that I need to be super intentional of how I play my minority girls over my non-minority girls.
Coach Sarah Ramirez released a recording of the meeting in August. Here's a snippet of the conversation.
A disproportionate amount of your kids are financial aid kids. They're probably, your team in football are probably our two most diverse teams. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to create some issues in our parent community. We've got to be super intentional about not supporting or creating a narrative where it looks like, oh, well, we're paying to bring in these brown kids to come and win us basketball games, and then the white kids don't get to play.
Coach says at the time she did.
That's the recording of the meeting. This is while affirmative action is the law of the land. It's the law of the land. And still in a back room of a basketball court, some athletic director is saying, Coach, we have to be super intentional about not playing these brown kids over these white kids because the parents will get angry about it. They'll be angry. This is happening on every level of every job. While affirmative action is supposedly the law of the land, it doesn't stop a coach from talking to a booster or someone that donates money to the school to say, you can't play those Black and Hispanic kids because the parents will get angry about it. You can't have a Hispanic pilot because Charlie Kristen, the white people won't want to get on the planes. They won't want to fly if they see a Black face. So even though affirmative action is the law of the land, don't give them jobs. That's the reality of America. There is no law or piece of paper that could stop the hatred in the hearts of employers. It doesn't affect it. This is happening on a basketball court. You would think that the coach would have to win the games, don't you? Doesn't that blow your mind, Ephraim? You would think the coach's number one responsibility would be to win games. That is not her number one responsibility. She has to be super intentional. Play it again. Make sure they can hear it.
Kids, they're probably your team in football are probably our two most diverse teams. And so that's going to create some issues in our parent community. We've got to be super intentional about not supporting or creating a narrative where it looks like, oh, well, we're paying to bring in these brown kids to come and win us basketball games, and then the white kids don't get to play.
Coach says
winning is less important than white parents feeling like my white child is having playing time. This is America. That's how everything works here. Now Donald Trump is in the White House and they can just freely say it. They just don't want you to succeed because your success makes them feel diminished. When they see you win a basketball game, they feel bad about themselves. They feel terrible about it. When they see you become a pilot, they feel like, damn, I'm not as good as I thought I was. I'm not as great. I thought I was great. But they're the pilots. They're the basketball players. They're the business CEOs. It makes them feel bad. And that feeling, people are constructing it to make sure they can feel good. That white people can feel nice and they can feel great. America has tried to socially engineer white compassion for 50 years. I've been watching it myself in my short life. I've watched 1,000 movies. I was talking about this with Commander General Yohana. You seen The Karate Kid? The Karate Kid is social engineering. It's in every Western. It's in virtually every movie. The black sidekick. The black sidekick has glasses. He's goofy. All he does is support the white hero. He's like the donkey to Shrek. He just wants the white man to succeed. Will Smith had a stupid movie where he had some fat white man. And his whole job was getting this fat white man a date. It was called Hitch. Right. Hitch. And Will Smith all cool and handsome. But you know what his job is? To get this fat out of shape white man love. That's his job. That is 50 years of those movies up. 50 years of Kevin Hart or some goofy nerd black man just being supportive, or forget about black women. Black women have played the sidekick since 1932, where they just go to some white woman and say, "You can do it, Miss Ellie. You can love yourself. Oh, dry your tears, Miss Ellie. You're going to find love. Miss Ellie, put on this new dress. Let me fix your hair, Miss Ellie." The white woman come out looking all beautiful. Now she gets a man. That's 50 years up. In that case, 70 years. Why do these movies exist? For so long, I thought it existed to make black people feel diminished. It wasn't until later I realized that this is a white movie. Black people don't even watch this movie. This is to make white people not feel threatened by black people. They're comfortable. They go, oh, black people are nerds who just want me to succeed. Black women are just helpers who want white women to be beautiful. It was them trying to soften white people, trying to civilize them, trying to make them look at black people as, co-pilots, someone that can just help you. It did not work out. They're still threatened. They're still uncomfortable. They still are just threatened by your spirit, your success, your talent. And Donald Trump was elected to really wipe out any thought that you could be better than white people. Let me help you with it. It's not going to work. You cannot stop black and Hispanic success.
Right.
It is something that is so supernatural. It's from God. And as hard as you try, as much as you oppress them, they succeed all the more because the God of Israel is the God of the oppressed. Right. That's in the Bible. Come on. Go ahead, Ethan. You got it. In the back, please.
If I may, I'm sorry.
Please.
This was just stuck in my head the whole time that you were saying that. I seen this clip where they got a brother skateboarding, but instead of him kick flipping up and then down the rail, he went up the entire rail, and somebody commented and said, "Man, if you don't give them people back they sport."
Better. You better. Listen, you better hurry because that's gonna have repercussions. Go ahead. You're right. Good. Go ahead. He's from up front.
Kind, sir. On that note,
The time is any to remind the world when the NFL had to start paying out concussion-related damages to former players. They literally argued.
Some context. You know, the NFL have been getting sued by former players, right, for concussions because they were saying that the rules in the NFL allowed for people to take hits that were too hard, too brutal, and it gave so many people concussions. It changed so many rules in the NFL, right? Do you know that during the lawsuits, the NFL ruled that if a white man had a concussion and a black man had a concussion, you could pay the black man less because he had less brains to begin with. Now, that does not sound true, does it? That sounds effing ridiculous. They proved this, they taught this, so they could pay black people less money who sued the NFL because they said black people aren't that smart to begin with. This was going on, I think, until a few years ago. I'm going to play you the story right now. Please, Ephraim.
That was as good a time as any to remind the world when the NFL had to start paying out concussion-related damages to former players. They literally argued that black players should get less money because they had less mental capacity to lose. So you might be wondering, like, yo, when was that policy a thing? The NFL had this policy in place up until 2021.
Until 2021, the NFL would argue at every lawsuit, well, we did pay this white man $10 million because of his concussions, but this black person will only play $2 million because he's black and they have less mental capacity as white men. This was what the NFL was doing until 2021. This is DEI. This is the real thing. This is where white people get to profit more than you because they're white. Because they're white until 2021. And they got angry because Colin Kaepernick kneeled. During that time, while he was kneeling, if you were black and sued the NFL, they would go to court and say, well, he's black, so we don't have to pay him that much because he doesn't have much of a brain anyway. Until 2021. This is the fact. This is a Googleable fact. Anyone can look this up. Please play it. I've looked it up. I've researched it. Ephraim has looked it up and researched it. It's true. Please play it.
After they were sued in a civil lawsuit. I need y'all to understand what this means, y'all. The NFL decided to give former players who were black less money in concussion settlements because they believed that black players or black people in general started with lower cognitive function, meaning that their presupposition was that black folks were inherently and genetically less intelligent than white folks, meaning that they felt that black folks were so stupid coming into the game that a concussion didn't impact them as much as a white person who to them was inherently more intelligent. So with black folks, they was basically like, oh, you failed that test after having a concussion? You was gonna fail it anyway because you're dumb. But with white folks, they were like, ooh, you failed that test after a concussion? You shouldn't have because you would have got an A. And when they started giving out money for these concussion settlements, white folks were qualifying for awards at 2 or 3 times the rate of black folks. Keep that in mind when you consider that the NFL wanted those players to go back on the field, but they refused. Players, people in general, you are more powerful than you know.
Stop. This is DEI. The entire system, everything in life is propped up to make white people feel better about themselves, to make them feel glorious, to make them feel smarter when they're not glorious and they're not smarter. But everything in life feeds their ego every day. This is how society works. And you are considered a hate group because you want to make white people get down on their knees and kiss your boots. That is therapeutic. It's good for white people to kiss your boots. It's good for the brother getting his boot kissed. It's good for the white person kissing the boots. It shakes them out of the arrogance that society has taught them. It teaches them what the real world is like. And in the future, all of them will bow before their overlord. Bow down before their black and Hispanic overlords. That's the future. It's practice for the future. It shakes you out of the arrogance that white people have given you, all so you can feel superior when you are not. Anything else, Ephraim?
Come on, sir.
Biggest issues for you right now is voter security.
Stop. Let me give him some context. This happened right before the Donald Trump election, right? And they went to a Donald Trump rally, this reporter, and he asked them how important is immigration. And they said it's the number one thing that's important to them. And then he asked them, how has immigration affected you? They said it does not affect me at all in any way. But yet it's the number one thing. And now one white man, you're going to listen to all of them until you get to one white man. And one white man is going to be asked, well, if it doesn't affect you, then why is it so important to you? And this white man is going to give you the most honest answer in the world. I'm going to stop you when we play it. Ephraim.
What's one of the biggest issues for you right now is voter
security. The border. Probably the border. Closing the border. Illegal immigration.
The migrant crisis. How has it affected you personally?
It hasn't.
They haven't affected my work yet or anything like that. However, it's affected me thinking that it's possible there could be terrorists coming through there.
Does anyone stop? This is what you need. He said it hasn't affected me or my work at all. However, it's possible it's affected my thinking that terrorists could be coming in, that something bad could be happening. And that's why it's the most important thing to me. Immigration is not a problem in America to white people. It doesn't affect them at all. They don't even see Mexicans. They're in, where are they at? Idaho or some goddamn place? They're not near the California border, but it's the most important thing to them. Why? Because in their mind, these Mexicans one day will spore over here and come over here and want to date my daughter and take my job from me one day, even though it's not happening now. The fear is how it affects them. And they are going to stop the fear in their mind. And you can always make white people afraid of brown people, always. Because white people inherently are cowards. They're scared all the time. Hold your points, everyone. They're scared all the time. So any politician that says they're going to take your job, even though you have a job and you've always had a job, the fear will make you destroy all Hispanics and Mexicans. That's white people. They do so many things just based on, I'm afraid. I'm scared. Hold your points. I'm tight with my time. Keep going, Ephraim.
Care about the migrant crisis in this country. Has anyone personally been affected by it?
We all are personally affected by it.
Oh, good. Do you have a good story about it? We're trying to get one person to like tell us
I
their
don't
personal.
have a direct story, but gotta find someone with a direct story.
I know.
What are you looking for?
We're looking for someone with a personal story about the migrant crisis or the border. Personal? Anyone? No? No? No one.
Hey, I'll tell you something. I'm from Canada. It took me a half hour to cross the border legally.
You guys know this guy?
No. I can show you my driver's
Okay,
license.
I mean, we should vet him.
There's my health card. Come on.
You can guess the rest. Nothing. This doesn't matter. But the fear does. Fear of the invasion of the Mexicans. Right. That matters to them. Ephraim.
Eric Adams and Tom Holman.
Yeah, this is the one I need for New York. Let me tell you another reason why it's so disgusting to love Donald Trump, especially if you're black or Hispanic. Because Donald Trump does not allow you to love him with self-respect. You cannot have self-respect and follow Donald Trump. He won't allow you to do. He won't allow white people to have self-respect. You cannot have dignity and follow him. Here's this a mayor in New York City right now, Eric Adams. Eric Adams was charged with all types of crimes. I forget what it was, but he was charged with just stealing money, taking money, corruption. Donald Trump dropped all the charges against him. And right after he dropped all the charges, he went in and told Eric Adams that he has to enforce all of the laws that will oppress Hispanics in New York. Then he brought Eric Adams on a talk show in the morning with the head of ICE and belittled Eric Adams, denigrated him. And Eric Adams smiled like anyone would smile when they're afraid of the repercussions of not smiling. Go ahead and play it.
Sir, this is the same Tom Homan that you recently played a clip of him gloating about how he would deport families, whether they were together, whether they were legal or illegal.
If he doesn't come through, if he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City, and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, "Where the hell is the agreement we came to?" So,
I want ICE to deliver, and I want ICE to deliver. We're going to deliver for the safety of the people of this city.
Come on, don't you even want to be a man? Where's your goddamn huevos? You don't even want to be a man at all. You gonna sit and some white man say, "I'm gonna beat up your ass if you don't do what I tell you to do." He's a goddamn mayor of New York City. Who in the hell is this hick? Some old white hick tells him from some hick town with a tumbleweed and a horse. Tells him he's a mayor of New York City. If you don't do what I say, I'm gonna beat up your ass and your offer. Yeah, we're gonna do it because don't you want to have some huevos? You can't follow Donald Trump and keep your dignity, keep your integrity, because he's going to take it from you. He's going to take your manhood from you because that's the only way he can know that you're with him. He'll take your manhood. That brings me to my last topic. Donald Trump, give me the money, the $5,000 that Donald Trump is destined to give the poors of America. Who knows about this $5,000? Raise your hand. Oh, let me explain it to you. Donald Trump suggested, now, of course, none of this is written down at all. It means any damn thing. It's like a ton of talk that Donald Trump does every goddamn day. He also said he's going to have, instead of a green card, a gold card that he'll give to Russian oligarchs so they can become American citizens. I'm quoting what the fool said. He said he'll give them to Russian oligarchs. Instead of a green card, they can have a gold card. It'll cost them $5 million, and they can be American citizens. Go put that in your Google. He said that out of his mouth on tape. Anyway, that's who he is. Donald Trump also said, Elon Musk, I think, said it, that he's going to give every black person, every poor person, $5,000. Now, since then, my phone has, I scroll down on my phone and you see black people going, ooh-wee, we're all going to get $5,000 like a stimulus check. Ooh-wee, we're going to get $5,000. Let me give you a few precepts, just briefly, and then I'll explain to you what you need to do whenever you get welfare checks, whenever you get unemployment, whenever you get free school, whenever you get $5,000, when you got your stimulus check back in the day. Let me give you a few precepts. Do you have the story first while I'm looking for my precepts?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead, play it, please. Oh, would you play what you have?
This is the article on NBC News, and this is the Edomite who presented the idea to Elon Musk, explaining the idea.
Go ahead.
He said that the president of the United States should sign the checks. The checks should include the word Doge because we have to be honest. He wanted them to have credit. Slack. Let me scroll to the.
Meaning they're going to put Doge on the check so you can know who the God is for you to worship for getting that goddamn check, which is crass and gross anyway. Let me tell you something. America has been giving out checks to American citizens since Theodore Roosevelt. Go look that up. You know whose name was on the check when Theodore Roosevelt did it? The Treasury Department's chief. Theodore Roosevelt did not put his name on the check because that was considered to be crass. To put your name on the check to get everyone to worship you. Biden gave out checks and did not put his name on the check. So in everyone's mind, Donald Trump is the one that gave us money because he was the only one gross enough to put his name on the check. They've been doing that since the 40s. They've been giving out checks. But because he's so gross and disgusting, he takes credit when other presidents would not have taken credit. Keep going.
The Doge dividend is different from past stimulus checks because only tax-paying households receive it.
Let me hit you. If you're sitting out there waiting for this check, you're not going to get it because Doge, which is the department that Donald Trump invented to run the world, I guess, they're only going to give it to rich families, to high tax-paying families. It's right here. They're not going to give it to poor people like the stimulus check went to poor people. But this new Doge check is going to high taxpayers. It's right here. I'm reading it. Go ahead, please.
Tax-paying households are more likely to save, not spend a transfer payment like the Doge dividend.
Listen, we can't give it to poor people. We got to give it to tax-paying households because they're more willing to save the money, not spend the money. Spending the money hurts the economy. If you spend it, then it makes the prices of things go up because everyone has money. If no one has money, then the prices go down, like supply and demand. So they need to give it to people who won't spend it, who will put it in the bank somewhere and let it grow. Continue.
There's nothing inflationary about paying off debt, saving for emergencies, or investing in college or retirement. In fact, debt paydowns are actually deflationary.
They want people to take this $5,000 and put it onto their debt, pay off their credit cards, pay their college loans or mortgages. They don't want to give it to you. You're poor. You'll go buy a new stereo with it or go buy a new car with it. And now inflation goes up. Continue.
He said the pandemic era checks were sent indiscriminately.
You read that again?
The pandemic era checks were sent indiscriminately.
Those pandemic era checks were sent indiscriminately to all kinds of niggas and spicks and wetbacks. And we ain't doing that anymore. You can forget that. That didn't work out so hot. Keep going.
A lot of low-income households essentially saw transfer payments of 25 to 30% of their annual income.
This is in the government. They wrote this. This is it. I didn't write this. A lot of low-income people got that stimulus check. We can't have that again. Keep going.
This exclusively goes to households that are net payers of federal income tax.
This exclusively goes to households who are net payers of taxes, meaning people that are giving money to the government more than they're getting. That's the good kind of people that we want this next check to go to. That's enough on that. That's the truth of it. If you've been sitting out waiting for Donald Trump to be your white hero, you're too used to imagining some white hero in your mind. I think I know where you got that concept from. We step on his face every day at camp.
Right.
It's that white Jesus that you worship so much, that you expect to have. Let me get this precept, 2 precepts. Give me a gift destroyeth the heart, and give me gift destroyeth the heart. And this last one, give me an Exodus 23:8. Then I'll tell you what you should do with the stimulus check or with the Doge check or with your welfare check or with your food stamp money or whatever they call it now. What do they call food stamps now? SNAP. Or with a college scholarship or with any money that you get from the government. All right, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad.
The Bible says oppression makes a wise man mad. If you're angry about oppression, it's because you're wise. If you're a fool, then you're happy when you're being oppressed. You have to be a fool to feel that. But a wise man is angry at oppression. And all these stories I've shown you tonight show you oppression. We're being oppressed in the airplane field. We're being oppressed on basketball courts. We're being oppressed everywhere. And you should be angry about it if you're wise. Continue.
And the gift destroyeth the heart.
And a what?
And the gift destroyeth the heart.
A gift destroys the heart. You're sitting back waiting for Donald Trump to give you money so you could say, Donald Trump gave us some money. He must be a good white man. I got welfare. They must be good white people. I got a stimulus check. They must be good white people. Give me the other scripture I gave you. Come on.
He's good, but we saw the TikTok.
Oh, I forgot about that. How did I forget about that? He pushed the button on TikTok. You know what? This is a good president. We're able to surf all day, all night, and not have sex with our wives. We can all stay on the internet all day and never touch her. He's a great president. I'm going to show you what you do with every good thing that white people do for you. Every good thing. It's going to be so logical and so simple. Give me the one I asked for. Exodus 28:3, I believe I said.
Exodus 23:8.
Wow.
And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise.
Let me tell you, this is about bribery. The Lord told the judge, you can't take a gift because a gift blinds the wise. When somebody gives you something, that's all you can see. You can't see 400 years of slavery because you got this new job, this new opportunity, because you got this white girl who let you in her home. That thing you receive blinds you to everything that has been taken from you that you don't see. Don't take the gift. Everybody understands? Now, in this life, because we're slaves, you take everything you have comes from white people. Everything. What do? I'm going to explain it to you very simply what you do then. What would Donald Trump do? Donald Trump was given $1 million from his father to start that business. Donald Trump has been given everything in life has been handed to him. White people have been given everything. Everything. White people are the number one people on the planet Earth in America. They own everything. They have everything. They're rich beyond belief. And what was Donald Trump's slogan when that made him win the White House? Make America great again. You know what that means in the minds of white people, right? America is not great. And they have everything. They have everything. And when Donald Trump said, make America great again, you know what they're thinking? This country is in a shit. What they say? This country is in a toilet. This country is terrible. This country is nothing. Let me go back to my mansion now and sit in my mansion until the next Trump rally. You know where these people live at that say America is a piss hole? They hate America. Have you seen their houses? They hate America. And Donald Trump hated America. And he's Donald Trump. America. Elon Musk said there's so much waste and spending. This country is terrible. Elon Musk came from South Africa, came to America and made Twitter and X and them stupid cars. Why didn't he do it in South Africa? He could have just stayed there and made Twitter and X and what's that car he has? Tesla. Why did he make Tesla in South Africa? Because America is great. That's why he came here. But in his mind, America's garbage and it's full of waste and it's full of people wasting money. They're wasting money on you. They're giving Tesla all the money. They're giving X and Facebook all the money. You hate this country. America is not great while you are a billionaire here. Let me tell you what we're going to do as black people. Listen to me carefully. When and if Donald Trump ever gives you $5,000, or you get a job, or you get free rent, or you get free college, take it and do not appreciate it. That's what you should do. Because Donald Trump would never appreciate what he was given. Instead of loving Donald Trump, act like him. I'm going to take the $5,000 like I took all those stimulus checks and kept hating white people. The whole time. I cashed the check. Well, not me, because I got too many wives. I didn't cash one check. I ain't never seen a stimulus. I wish I could know what the thing looked like or smelled like or something. I never saw one. But I imagine it was nice. I'm going to take the stimulus checks, take the free college, take the free jobs, take the job training, take the free schools, take the SNAP, and never appreciate the people that gave it to me. Never thank them. Never care. Because that's what Donald Trump would do. Donald Trump would not appreciate being given anything. He thinks America is not great, even though this is the country that made him $20 billion. And he still says America is not great. He still says there's too much waste here and America is stupid and America has terrible programs when he has benefited from everything that he claims is wrong with America. No sweat. Give me the 5,000. Put it in my hand. The white man is the devil. Put it in my hand. I'm going to go spend it right now tonight on frivolous things, on just stupid things, just shit I don't need. I'm going to spend it on that. And I will never appreciate white people who gave it to me. I will never appreciate the people that give me things because that is what Donald Trump would do. Take everything white people give you. Take it all. You can get a scholarship, brother, go get it. Get a scholarship. You can get free job training. Get everything. Anything you can get in this country for free, get all of it. Get all the grants, all the money, all the scholarships. Get everything. And when they hand it to you, never appreciate them. Ever. Do you understand?
1 out of 1.
Because that's what Donald Trump would do. Right. With that, I got a plastic class over to Priest Officer Paraka.
Who got the mic? Sign Christ. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, module, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Maj Shabbat. Amaj Barak. Yahweh Shem. Yasmatah saw and turned to the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Amajum, which means to stand to the sisters. Men of Israel, Maj Shabbat. Amajum Barak. Yahweh Shema. Yasmatah, class dismissed.